drives me bananas. When I'm ready and when it's done and washed, then I put it back. So that's a downside of this kitchen. So one of the things that I find kind of fascinating is we worked with an interior designer. My name is Justina and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 10 things that I would change in my current house. This house is completely sort of customized. We are currently living just outside of Warsaw, Poland, and houses here come in a sort of, they call it like a construction state. So you come in and everything, nothing is finished. Essentially, like the walls are built, but there is no flooring, nothing is painted. So it's a very, very sort of open space that you can finish any way you want. That's why everything in this house is planned out, from the wall behind me, that's brick, to this mantelpiece, which we ordered from, because this piece of wood here is over 100 years old, and it's from a little town just by the Polish seaside. So everything here is customizable, but we've been living here for over a year, and there's a few mistakes that I made that I wanted to showcase. So anyone who is building a customized home or has any of those types of thoughts would be able just to take a look at this video and not make the same mistakes that I did. So if you know anyone who is making customized cabinets, which I'm going to talk about in a second, or customizing their home in any way, I think that this video would be very, very helpful. So feel free to share it with them. Thank you so much for supporting my channel by giving this video a thumbs up and also subscribing just below. That really, really helps my channel. So thank you for doing that. So I think my biggest issue with this mantelpiece is that it was supposed to be bigger. Right now, the length is 15 centimeters, but the depth is about 10 to 12. I think if it was just bigger, it would be more of a focal point, and that's my biggest issue with it. I love it because I love the history behind it and all that kind of stuff, but it is something that bothers me, that I just feel like it should be a little bit bigger than it is. So moving from this mantelpiece, I wanted to talk about this wall, or sort of half wall, half built-in cabinet. So as you can see behind me, we have stairs going up here, we have this wall here, and then the built-in cabinets. So what bothers me is when I'm sitting on the couch, which is just right behind you here, what really bothers me is that when I just see this middle line here. I know that it might not be so noticeable on the camera, but it's something that just really, really bothers me, because all I see is that line. And this is such an easily fixable thing, in all honesty. What we could have done is we could have just taken this, like this extra piece that's built in, this wooden piece, and prolonged it like sort of over top of this wall. And then just had holes in for all of our light switches and stuff. So that's something that we could have done, that we didn't think of at the time. And then there would be a line here along the stairway, but it would be much thinner, because again, this is a cabinet, so it's sort of with time, this line becomes a little bit bigger. And you can also see, if you look very closely, I'm going to take the camera in just a second, but you can see very closely that it sort of gets thinner at the very bottom. And so again, this is just something, because I sit on the couch and see this, it drives me bananas. So one of the things that when we moved in here, we had to decide was what the look of the stairs is going to look like. So we decided on metal spokes and wooden elements, sort of to give this staircase a little bit of a loft feel. And also, these spokes are close enough that we have two small kids, so that the kids can't hurt themselves in any way. But the problem is that this pillar is not like in line with this wall. So putting up a baby gate was extremely problematic. We had to buy a special sort of baby gate that looped around. It wasn't as effective as just regular baby gates, but regular baby gates sort of are from here to here, where there was nothing to hold on to the gate. So that was extremely problematic. Now that my kids are old enough that they don't need baby gates, I like this. I think it looks really cool, but it's one of the things that I would potentially change if I had to, just because of my kids. So here I am on the floor trying to show you the grout. The grout in between these tiles is supposed to be gray. But as in any mudroom entrance into any house, well, we come in here with muddy shoes. So it's turned brown now, and you can clean it off. I want to show you like where I cleaned it off, but it's not like a sustainable thing to come in every day or once a week even and just come in and individually scrub every single line. So I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like, and it looks great, but the reality is that 90% of the time it's brown. What I wanted was this grout to be black, and I think that, or like a dark gunmetal gray, and I think if it was that dark, then this brown color wouldn't have been this noticeable, and I just don't think that it would have been this bad. But like I said, it's washable and it's doable. It's just, I don't have the time to come in every single time we go in and out of this and sort of like scrub the grout to make it look this shade. We're in the kitchen, my favorite part, one of my favorite rooms in the house. Or I guess we sort of have an open space, so open concept kitchen with a dining room and our living room sort of in one row. But I really love this space. I think it's very well thought out. I think we have like a cargo shelf here that has all of our like dry storage. Every single sort of nook and cranny is thought out. What I really like is that our cabinets go all the way up to the ceiling. Even though we don't use the top shelves as much, but there we have storage for like Christmas plates and platters and things that we just don't use every day. But there's like really a couple of things that I think we could potentially change. What I also really like is this magic corner. Actually, that's a great idea for a video. I think I'm going to record like 10 things that I love about this house, about this customized house that I think every home should have. But I'm going to show you first the things that I'm not so happy with. So just under our microwave and our oven, we have this shelf, which drives me crazy. Gotta tell you, I clean this thing out like every couple months, but every time we do 2 or 3 baking projects with my girls, it just becomes a disaster zone. The reason is that it's just not very intuitive of like where to put our like baking stuff. It's just 2 shelves, and we have like a measuring cup, and then all of our not spices, but like baking products, and it's just not great. And I thought of like, I have little boxes for all of our stuff, and it's not the easiest to organize. The baking stuff is just weird shaped, so I think what would be really productive here is getting like I just have to reorganize it myself. But if we thought of this at the very beginning of having like two shelves, like pull-out shelves on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side having a place where we could maybe pull out like all of our baking trays or baking products, I think that would be much better. This is easily changeable, but it's this place, this just drives me crazy, and I feel like this is one of the 2 things that aren't 100% thought of in our kitchen. Okay, so I brought you into my corner of machines that we use fairly frequently. We have an air fryer, like a stand mixer, and our coffee machine. And again, the coffee machine we use on a daily basis, so it's very well used. Our air fryer we use also like for chicken and stuff, and again for baking, the least thing that I use is the stand mixer, just because I use it for baking and I don't bake that often. But I've seen that you can have like those pull out like pull-out thingies that help trolleys. I don't know what to call them. Pull-out shelves, maybe that. And I think that would be really, really cool here to have. So it would just be easier. You just pull it out and then you have the machine ready to go. And I think that's really, really cool, but we don't have it. And so now it's kind of a pain where if I want to use the mixer, I have to move this, and then I can, you know, sort of like drag it out because it's quite heavy. And then, you know, when I'm ready, when it's done and washed, then I put it back. So that's a downside of this kitchen. So we're currently in our bedroom, in the master bedroom, and here I feel like this bedroom is a little bit of boho vibes. We have this beautiful throw that my sister got me, and just lots of plants, mustard. We have our bed and our nightstands are made out of mango wood. So again, completely different vibes than there are downstairs, but because everything is custom built in this house, including the cabinetry, when we still weren't 100% sure what we were going to do with this room, we had to order these cabinets because it takes, of course, months to make, and there's a long queue and line up to, anyways. So we made these cabinets that are just right behind me that are like under the TV cabinets that perfectly match the ones downstairs. They also match a little bit our closet cabinets, which are like a dark gray, but like the look and the feel are the same as like these cabinets. So I feel that if this was just a standalone piece with made out of like mango wood and metal like our bed and our nightstands, it would sort of tie into the room better. It doesn't bother me that much, but it is something that if I were to change anything in this house, this is one of the things that I would change. So one of the things that we have in our bedroom is a work desk, especially now, both of us working from home. This is something that we utilize quite often. So I just wanted to showcase that we didn't think of a few things. So one of them is that I feel like this desk isn't high enough. I feel like it should be a little bit higher, because like I think about 5 to 10 centimeters a little bit higher, because when we sit down, I'm a little bit shorter than my husband. When my husband sits here, his on like just a regular chair, it's really difficult for him to put his knees under. So this has sort of become my work desk because I fit quite comfortably. He has issues with it, so he can't really work here. He uses the office for work, but that's just something to pay attention to, along with the fact, again, this is custom built. We should have thought of like, hey, we're gonna have printers, computers, and stuff. So in the back of the desk, we should have put like a hole for that, so that I guess we can still drill a hole. I don't think that would be too much of a problem, but just having a hole in the back for things like cables for a printer, because right now, you don't see it on the camera, but right now we have this cable like just hanging here, and it like hinders with the process of opening the drawer. And like when we have our laptops here as well, then we're just sort of climbing down, plugging stuff in, and it becomes a bit problematic. It's not like the end of the world or anything like that, but it just becomes a bit of a pain. So one of the things that I find kind of fascinating is we worked with an interior designer here in Poland to help finish our house, where I'm in the girls' bathroom right now. And something that drives me absolutely kind of crazy is that they don't think about putting shelving in the showers. So here the girls have a bath and a shower in their bathroom, but in the shower area there is no shelf space for shampoos, conditioners, like shower gel. It just doesn't exist. And I found this a very common problem with interior designers, because they just feel like this is much more of a clean look. Agreed, but it also has to be livable. And very often in Polish showers, what I noticed is that there's there's shampoos and stuff on the floor, so people are like scooping it up, and yeah, so it's a thing. Last minute when they were finishing the house, I saw they were putting the tiles down in our bathroom, and I was like, whoa, hold on, we need shelf space. And that's also a bit problematic because it's a big hole. I'll show you in just a second. It probably should have 2 shelves instead of just the 1, but I'm happy that we have something, let alone nothing. So That's the thing. You can also buy like a plastic caddy on Amazon or whatever, and that's fine. Like one that sticks on your wall, and we can definitely do that here, but I don't know, we just didn't think of it and probably should have. So one of the things that I wanted to showcase was something that we bought that was kind of stupid or silly and not worth the money, was this wallpaper behind me. You can sort of see the lines, and the texture is like plasticky almost, so it's a very stiff, and it looks super cool. This was supposed to be my recording room, like where I record a lot of my videos, my YouTube videos and such. But it turns out it's a better office for my husband because he's working from home too now. So I feel like it was a waste. This is where we could have saved a whole bunch of money. We could have painted this wall black or just left it white and had cool artwork or anything. This is where we could have saved money, but we didn't. So that's what, I don't know, I come in here and I'm like, ugh, I get frustrated more than anything. It looks really cool. It's not like a design mistake or anything like that, but I just feel like this is where we could have potentially saved some money. So guys, this is the top 10 things that I would change in my house if I could right now. I'm finally using this wall to actually record something, so isn't that exciting? Worth its money now. Just a little bit of a joke there. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time here on this channel, I would love to have you here. Click on the subscribe button. I'm also really curious to know what you would change in your house. What's one of your pet peeves in your house? What's something that you think would be really, really great? Let me know in the comment section below. Plus, I think it'll help other people who are building their homes, what they could potentially lead them out of those mistakes. Let's do that together. And as always, I hope you guys have such a wonderful day. Bye!